Welcome back, everyone, to my channel, Peace, Love, Faith, and Divine Union. I am Kanisha, and this is where we talk about twin flames, mindset, and co-creating the reality that you desire by being your best and authentic self. And today's video is going to be on why it's so important to stabilize your nervous system during your spiritual journey, your twin flame journey. And I'm going to share with you how I did that myself and why I found that to be very crucial on a journey that tends to make your emotions, feelings, thought processes just kind of go all over the place. And so I found that stabilizing my nervous system was really crucial and important on my twin flame journey. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can receive notifications for my next videos and lives when I go live on Wednesdays. And I look forward to speaking with you guys more and answering your questions about the twin flame journey. I am in union with my twin flame. I do live with my twin flame. If you have followed my journey, you have seen where I've started all the way into union with my twin flame, and now we are talking about just building our family and getting married and all the beautiful things that come following into union. So a little bit about what I found so important of stabilizing my nervous system. I had a really traumatic childhood, and it's not something that I really talk too much about because it is something that I have healed from and continuously do heal from when things come up. But I had to really work on healing through what we call PTSD, and that's post-traumatic post-traumatic post oh my goodness, post-traumatic stress disorder, if I can get my words out. And I've heard some people say that it's not PTSD, it's PTSI. It's an injury and not a disorder, which I totally agree with. Where it is something that like is an injury to the brain, to the nervous system, to just the body in general. And so I really found myself being very anxious, very stressed out. I had very low energy. I was always having intrusive thoughts, always racing thoughts. And I found myself having a lot more anxiety attacks as I got older. And I found that a lot of them, when I got to know who my true twin flame was, they kind of started to ramp back up again. And I found that this is because I wasn't controlling my thoughts and I wasn't moving through my feelings completely. So when I started to recognize that I was having this anxiety and these intrusive thoughts. And what I mean by intrusive thoughts, for those of you who don't know what an intrusive thought is, that's when you're like doing something and then all of a sudden you get like this thought, like maybe he's texting someone else, or maybe he's going out on a date, or maybe she's lying to me. Like those are intrusive thoughts. That's what I would call ego. And that is not of your divine, higher, loving self. And so when I would find myself having those, I had to learn how to stop it and ultimately say no to the thought. And so the things that I tended to move towards was breath work. That was a really big one at first. Finding meditations that really helped calm me and allow me to come back into my body and to really be present with myself. The mirror exercise was a big one. When I would think about, okay, like I'm having this intrusive thought, what belief am I holding on to here that's making me believe or create this intrusive thought? And it was really important for me to go into that space and love myself in that space and really give myself everything that I needed there and make a new choice to let go of that belief or that thought process. The other thing that I did to work through balancing out my nervous system was working out on a daily basis, going for walks, really getting out in nature, learning how to ground myself in the dirt and the grass, and really working on just moving through being present with my body, with my feelings, and remembering that I am not my feelings, and I also am not having to attach to my feelings. Like that's not something I have to do. I don't have to attach to what's coming up. And one of the things that I did start to pay attention to was what was upheaval and what was intrusive thought, which to me was kind of the same. Sometimes you have like upheaval and you have this thought come up, and I recognize that it's like this thought leaving me. I can choose to let it go and I can choose to leave. I don't have to attach to it, start identifying with it. And I also recognized that they would come up when I was starting to worry or starting to not see changes in my reality quite yet. Especially if I was affirming or reaffirming a new choice, that felt like that's when the intrusive thoughts would want to like kick up most. And that is really like ego fighting to not be destroyed ultimately. Because when you do the inner work, when you are healing on your twin flame journey, when you are choosing to ascend and to become the best version of you, there is no room for ego. So ego will kick and fight and scream to be heard and try to keep its place. But if you can really recognize that those things are coming up to be released, to be let go of, you can really reaffirm the new belief or the new choice there. And so I don't recommend affirming with affirmations or trying to visualize something new if your nervous system isn't in alignment yet. And it does not mean your nervous system has to be in perfect alignment, but what that means is that I don't want you affirming or visualizing something from a place of fear or lack. So, say you are feeling really anxious that your twin flame might be seeing someone else or talking to someone else, and you can feel in your body that you're like feeling this anxiety. And I don't want you to go from that anxiety to be like, no, they're only talking to me, they're only talking to me, they're only talking to me, because that energy behind it is fear and lack. We don't want to like manifest or co-create from that space. And so what you want to do is when you recognize like, oh, maybe he's talking to someone else, then you go find that part of you, like step 4 in the mirror exercise, and you ask that part, like, what do you need right now to feel loved? And she might say, I need security, I need reassurance. And so you give them that security and that reassurance. You wrap them up in a big hug. You really just give them all the love and let them know they're okay. And you start to feel your body relax and come to a place of peace. And you might have to sit with this part of yourself for a bit until you can feel that peace. Once you feel that peace, you feel that love, that is where you want to start reaffirming and visualizing what it is that you desire, because that is now from a place of love. It's from a higher vibration. So I really hope that makes sense when it comes to affirming something or visualizing something. You want to make sure that your nervous system is really in a place of love and peace and not in a place of frenzy, because it might actually make the situation worse when you're trying to convince yourself of something, and you might feel really delusional doing that. And so I find that this is really the most compassionate thing, is for you to learn how to stabilize your nervous system. I'm sorry if you guys hear the weed eater out there. My twin flame's out there doing yard work. He looks good out there doing yard work. I'm so blessed that he does that, because I do not do yard work. I take care of the stuff inside the house. And so when I really learned to heal my nervous system, my body stopped going into fight or flight. It will go every once in a while, but not the way that it used to. Like, it used to overtake my body to where my body would be like paralyzed. I could not move, and I would feel so sick to my stomach. And I haven't had that in a very long time. But my body would go into fight or flight, or sometimes it would go into freeze. I would completely disassociate. I would completely numb out and tend to like move to weed or alcohol to like feel something. I really, when I was younger, I used to have to move through things like self-harm, which, if any of you are going through that, like, I have so much compassion for you, and I really encourage you to reach out for help and really get support in that, because you shouldn't have to move through that alone. But that was ultimately the coping mechanisms that I had, not knowing how to heal my nervous system. And thank God for the mirror exercise and MAP, which is mind alignment process. You can find that at twinflamesuniverse.com. Actually, you would find that at mindalignment.org. Excuse me. That's where you would find it, mindalignment.org. And those were places that really helped support me in getting my nervous system back into a really regulated space. But what I did personally on my own, like I said, I listened to meditations, I did breath work. I started listening to affirmations at night when I was sleeping, so that my subconscious mind could reprogram while I was sleeping. But I really found one of the fastest ways for me to heal my nervous system was through the mirror exercise. and being able to just go right into that space and really give myself the love that I needed. And if I couldn't, I just imagine God being there and just embracing me with God's love and just being able to feel like this warmth and complete joy and safety and security in that space. So I really encourage you to really look at, do you have a healthy nervous system? Do you have healthy ways of coping through things? How is your mindset when you think of your life in general, when you think of your twin flame? And if it isn't a positive thing, then I guarantee your nervous system isn't in a really, not that it isn't in a great space, but it probably could be in an even better space if you really focus on loving yourself in that space. If you need support, definitely feel free to reach out. I am offering 30-minute intro sessions for new clients, and I am taking new clients at this moment in time. And so having that support, having that community was really one of the biggest turning points for me. It was very crucial for me to have that support, because I did, not anymore, self-isolate and try to do things on my own and felt like I could do it. I am the oldest child, so this is kind of like what we call the oldest child syndrome, where we tend to be the one who takes care of everyone and not really allowing anyone else to take care of us because we don't trust them to. And so as I started to heal my nervous system, I started to recognize the patterns that I was playing out that actually really didn't align with my union anymore. Trying to do things on my own and by myself isn't alignment with love. It's more an alignment with pride. And I found that because of that, I would have that reflected back to me. So I really encourage you to go deeper into healing this. And again, if you need support, feel free to reach out. And I look forward to helping and supporting you. I look forward to seeing all of you in union because you deserve it. And I also look forward to seeing all of you live your most authentic and best life. Peace, love, and faith. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.